Is online. Dinah, we're waiting. We do have a quorum, so we can begin. She's gonna, if she did let me know if she's available, she will get online. So if she's not, I don't think we have any high controversy today. So consideration and approval of minutes. Has everybody had an opportunity to look? Motion to approve. Motion to approve was by Senator Blasey, second by Speaker Hawkins. Discussion. Seeing none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, no. Minutes are approved. Number 2, consideration and authorization for additional interim committees, topics, and meeting days. And let's say, Shirley, was there a submission to you?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. You have 3 letters in your packet. One from Representative Hoheisel asking for 1 day for fiduciary financial institutions oversight, 1 day for Representative Carpenter for Special Committee on Health and Social Services, and 5 days are requested by Senator Titus and Representative Minix for the Water Program Task Force.
All right, so discussion on that. Speaker Hawkins.
Yes, Mr. President, on the letter from Representative Nick Hoheisel, all they're doing is repurposing it a day. They actually already have a day, but it's on a different subject. And so they're going to move that over to the TEFI oversight for a day of TEFI oversight. So we're not actually increasing the days on that particular letter. Certainly Health and Social Services are asking for a day, and I believe, if I'm not wrong, that has a lot to do with the nursing issue, I think. Yeah. And then the last one is the Water Program Task Force. I do not agree with the 5 days. Basically, if you read the letter, they had 2 days that was virtual, and they did not plan on those 2 days being paid. But that's not the way our system works. They get paid, so those 2 days got used up. And so my motion is going to approve the Fiduciary Financial Institution Oversight Committee Day, approve 1 day for Health and Social Services, and 2 days for the Water Program Task Force to make up for the 2 days that was taken up on the virtual.
Okay, so I have a motion seconded by Majority Leader Blasey. Is there discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, no. Motion carries. Number 3, consideration of notices and intention to dispose of school buildings. Gordon, I think that's you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Once again, the Secretary of the Senate and the Chief Clerk have received notices of intent by school districts to dispose of school district property, and have provided that notice as required by law. The LCC may deny, the legislature has an option to purchase that school district property by law, but the LCC is authorized to deny that legislative option to acquire the school property. And if you do deny that option, then the school district may dispose or sell the property now and not have to wait till during the regular session. The notices are in your packet. There's actually 5 different school districts with 7 different properties. I'll let you review them, but USD 257 has 2 properties. USD 311 has 1 property. USD 343 has 2 properties. USD 453 has 1 property. USD 500 has 1 property, and the proper paperwork has been filed in a timely manner, so it is your prerogative whether to act or not. The motion, if you choose to do so, would be to deny the legislative option for the state to acquire these properties. You could do it individually by property, or you could do it, in one motion. That's really up to the chair.
Thank you, Gordon. And I've not seen any public objection to these particular properties. Has anybody seen that? That's kind of what started this train, some public objection of denial. If not, I would entertain a motion to deny our option.
Mr. President, I move that the LCC deny the purchase of these properties.
Moved by Speaker Hawkins, second by Majority Leader Blasey. Discussion. Seeing none, all those in favor say aye. Opposed, no. Motion carries. Number 4, appointments to the Midwest Higher Education Compact. I think that's on us. My understanding is, I'm going to, and correct me if I'm wrong, because I have Speaker is appointing Representative Rogers. Minority Woodard is alternate of Ballard. We have the appointment from our minority leader, Dinah Sykes Francisco, and our alternate by the Republicans as Renee Erickson. Does that sound correct to everybody? I would entertain a motion for that.
I move that we accept those.
Okay, moved by Speaker Hawkins, seconded by Majority Leader Blasey. Discussion. Seeing none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, no. Motion carries. Consideration of approval of pricing for legislative highlights and summary of legislative documents. Tom.
Thank you, Mr. President. This is the annual publication pricing for legislative highlights and summary of legislation. The Legislative Coordinating Council sets the prices for the legislative highlights. Due to the time lag between the end of the session and the next year, we base it on the previous year, the preceding year's pricing. The state printer tells us that there are no significant price increases or price increases, period, at this point for the paper that the legislative highlights are published on. And so the recommendation would be that the legislative highlights pricing continue at the same rate of 75 cents per copy, taxes included. The summary of legislation books are no longer printed because of the high cost of production for those books. An electronic version is available at the Kansas Legislative Research Department website, as well as the highlights are also available on KLRD's website. So, Mr. President, the recommendation is that the legislative pricing remain the same at 75 cents per copy.
Questions for Tom? Seeing, do I need a motion for authorization on that? Do I need a motion to go? Okay, so Speaker Hawkins.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move we accept the recommendation and approve it.
Moved by Speaker Hawkins, seconded by Majority Leader Blasey. Discussion. Seeing none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, no. Motion carries. Item 6, authorization for the 2026 session employee pay schedule. Back to Tom.
Thank you, Mr. President. This is the annual session employee pay schedule that the Legislative Coordinating Council needs to approve. For the 2026 legislative session, I have put together a salary scale, which is on page 2 of your packet. This salary scale you will see on range 18. I propose increasing that to $18 per hour. This is the office assistant salary range. All other ranges within this salary scale are based off of that increase from $17 in 2025 to $18 for the 2026 session. And then all the other ranges are similarly increased up and down the scale. And on page 3, you will see the pay ranges and what positions are in those pay ranges. And then page 4 shows the committee designations, what range those committees are in. And then pages 5 and 6 is basically the policy for legislative employees. Mr. President, the recommendation would be to increase based on the pay scale that is in the packet, and authorize that pay scale for the 2026 session, as well as continue the retention payments of $250 for all eligible session staff that have worked for more than one session.
Committee questions for Tom? Majority Leader Blasey.
Thank you, Mr. President. Tom, how many session employees do we employ every session?
It has varied. Prior to COVID, we were in the 225 range. We are now currently in about a 170 to 180 range, which is higher than it was in the 2021 and 2022 sessions, which we were down to around 145. And so we were having to spread office assistants pretty thin, assigning 3 and 4 representatives or 1 or 2 senators to 1 office assistant. We keep recruiting, and our recruiting efforts are good, and as we keep increasing the salary each year, that has also had an effect on our ability to bring people in to work.
So essentially, the decrease in the number of employees is office assistants. That's really the employee, that 50 that's missing?
Yes.
Okay. And so do you expect we'll hit our goals this year and get more office assistants?
We're shooting, you know, we're at the mercy of those folks that want to work a part-time job of 3.5 months.
For the questions for Tom, Vice President Schellenberger.
Thank you. And so on page 4, committees, so I understand this is what the committee secretary or committee assistant or whatever we call them, that's what they make for these. So
That's correct.
every committee person makes more than the typical office assistant.
That's correct. Yes.
Thank you.
Any further questions for Tom? I entertain a motion to authorize. Speaker Hawkins.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move we accept the employee pay schedule for 2026 session.
Got a motion? Second by Majority Leader Blasey. Discussion. Seeing none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, no. Motion carries. All right, 8, report of LCC Subcommittee on Administration regarding School Finance Simulator. I'll take that one as the subcommittee. The subcommittee's recommendation to the full committee. There was a request from both House and Senate side for a particular provider, but the recommendation from the subcommittee is what we actually do, put it on RFP for that provision of that simulator, and that the idea was that we would task the current interim task force on education with working on the parameters for that RFP to then be developed from the administration. And we would probably likely need to add a day to the task force to accomplish that end. So that was the recommendation from the subcommittee. Is there discussion on that? If not, I'd entertain a motion.
Mr. President, I move we accept the Subcommittee on Administration's recommendation and add 1 day to the task force.
Second by Majority Leader Blasey. Discussion. Seeing none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, no. Motion carries. Final order of business, considerization and authorization to renew subscriptions for upgrades and support of the virtual statehouse system. Back to Tom.
Thank you, Mr. President. For those of you that have been on the LCC for 5 years, which aren't too many, in 2020, the end of 2020, after COVID, we were in that aspect of trying to make this state house accessible. And we also were looking at providing a virtual state house, more so than what we had ever had before. Previous to COVID, we were only in about 2 to 3 committee rooms. Now we have all 13 committee rooms, 4 conference rooms, and other areas that are available for virtual meetings. That includes both chambers, the House and the Senate. It's hard to believe that it's been 5 years. But our contract with Worldwide Technology was for a 5-year period. That ends in November of this year. And we would like to see this contract renewed, the subscription for software and for maintenance and upgrades throughout the next 5-year session or 5-year period. The company Worldwide Technology as well as Cisco have told us that our current hardware will meet the end of life to 2030. There are some monitors and things that we may have to replace within the next 5 years, but as far as most of the other hardware, we're in good shape as long as we have this maintenance and support agreement with Worldwide Technology. And we have different, the cost will be for the 5 years, $430,320. They will accept annual payments of $86,064. That is a drop from what we had paid in 2020 for this, for the support and maintenance part of this agreement. It didn't include any of the hardware or software, believe me. But we paid about $519,000 in 2020 just for the support and maintenance agreement. They have given us a 1-month extension. They wanted it done, if we were going to go with them, they wanted it done by the end of August, but we asked them to put us off, if they would, continue on for 1 more month because we knew this meeting would be happening at some point in September. And so they agreed to that and kept it at this pricing. And the recommendation, my recommendation, the IT department's recommendation is that that the LCC authorize and approve a new 5-year subscription agreement with Worldwide Technology to continue the virtual State House project throughout the Capitol. Mr. President, and also if the LCC would also authorize the chair to sign the agreement.
So just discussion. I got a question. Tom, I just had the tour of the docking building today, and he suggested there's opportunities over there if we have overflow for potential committee meetings over there. This just apply to is that possible to have a committee meeting in the docking building that's covered in?
We would have to check and see what they have put in over at docking. If you may be aware that we have done some meetings off-site. We did a meeting in Dodge City just a month and a half ago, and tied into Dodge City Community College's system, but brought everything back through the system here within the State House to put back out to stream. So the answer is yes, it's possible. We just have to see what kind of equipment they are putting in over there in those conference rooms and that area up on the 3rd floor at the new docking.
Further questions for Tom? Majority Leader Blasey.
Thank you, Mr. President. The House got a facelift recently, I think, some new buttons, and did you guys get a new voting board or something? Oh, working on it. So there's been chatter in the Senate about maybe doing some modernization as well. So with our camera, is there a chance to upgrade our camera, or if we locked in with this company now, is there a chance to do an upgrade on the camera, the audio system, all that upgrade, is that tied together or is it completely separate?
In the Senate chamber? That is not tied with this. I mean, there is a camera in there.
It's not this company. So we could technically upgrade the camera.
This
grainy and
is
people
with
have said,
this group. Okay. But the audio system would need some upgrades, and I'm not sure. We'd have to look at that one. I don't know if you want if you're asking for another camera in there as well.
I think people have said their cell phones have better cameras on them than that camera in the Senate chamber. So there was is an upgrade down the road potentially possible if we can prove this contract. That's the question.
We will definitely look in. We can do the contract separate from this and tie it into this system.
And I guess my second question is, since we're in the process of hiring a new CTO, is there value in waiting until we have a new CTO before we move forward with a 5-year agreement and maybe just do a 1-year agreement?
The price break is significant for the 5-year. That's a policy issue for the LCC, not for me. But I would suggest that we move forward with the 5-year and see what we can continue to do throughout that 5 years, even with Worldwide Technology. It's a policy issue.
For the Majority Leader.
Just to what he was just saying, though, is so let's say we get the new CTO, and in 2 years they find a better software package going to. What is the penalty to break this subscription?
I would have to look at the subscription agreement again to see what that is, but I don't recall.
I mean, I don't see us moving faster than that, but just there's a chance. Right, so that's why I was just curious. All right, thank you.
For discussion, Speaker, did you have a question? Good. Then yep, ready? Speaker Hawkins.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move that we accept the recommendation and renew the subscription for upgrades in support of our virtual statehouse system.
There's motions are seconded by Vice President Schallenberger. Is there discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye. Opposed, no. Motion carries. That's the last thing on the agenda. We're adjourned.